This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Some things never change, like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break, and the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. 859 in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
It's hard losing this weight, man. I've been trying it.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome here to Frederick Douglass High School at the farm, they call it here. And tonight, Louisville Trinity has come to town to take on the Frederick Douglass Broncos. Frederick Douglass 11-1 last year. They lost to Scott County in the regional final game, and then of course Trinity. They had that so-so season last year. Bill Ransdell, you and I do the state championships for the KHSAA, and we thought that Trinity would be there, but it was not them. It was Louisville Male in that state championship. So tonight Louisville Trinity comes here to Frederick Douglass, and I tell you what, it's another good edition of Louisville Trinity and Douglass.
Yeah, you know, it's early, and if anybody, you know, those that are listening and watching, you know, you wonder why you're broadcasting it. Well, the history of Trinity being the heavyweight is well known, I think, throughout the state of Kentucky and beyond our borders. But Douglass, you know, they have only been here. This is their third year?
Third year.
And that, you know, I'll tell you what they have done with the program since arriving has everybody looking around wanting to know what's going on.
And we're just about set for the national anthem here at Frederick Douglass High School. We'll step out on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Welcome back to the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. Gary Ball with Bill Ransdell. And, of course, we miss our good friend and our good buddy Mike Meehan. He's home recuperating. He's had surgery on his foot. We'll get him better, and he's going to try to join us next Friday for the JesmondCounty.com Bowl over at East Jessamine. A doubleheader over there with Bourbon County and Franklin County coming in playing East and West. Should be a dandy over there next week in Nicholasville.
Sounds like nothing but fun. That's college football at its best. And when you get a little bowl game, get some teams coming in. I mean, and East and West now, both of those schools have brand new fields as well that they want to showcase, and they're done. So they're still, I know here in the city, the Henry Clay's still trying to get theirs done, but East and West going to, what a great time and a great opportunity for Nicholasville.
I think Henry Clay's was just finished yesterday, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know if they're quite done yet. I think they're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, well, Billy, before we went to the break there, you were talking about Louisville Trinity, and, of course, they're a powerhouse. 25 state championships in the state of Kentucky, and, of course, Bob Beatty owns most of those.
Yeah, and, Coach, I mean, again, I was saying a few minutes ago that, I think anybody knows, football, and they hear Trinity, they think about, you say power football, football in Kentucky, winning this programs, Trinity's going to be right at the top. Yeah. And Douglas, again, I started to kind of lead into this. This is a scrimmage. Yeah. And what are we doing here? Yeah. And if you look at the stands, I mean, it looks like, it's a playoff game. And it's interesting because I think if I'm Coach Landis at this point, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And you want a measuring stick, and I see that as where if I'm Coach Landis and I'm scheduling this, you look at the roster, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but this Douglas team, I mean, for the third year coming out, they have offers across the board from, Clemson to, Texas, Kentucky, Alabama, you name it. They've got them from 1AA all the way through the big boys. And, it's when you see that happening in a program in its third year and you look at the facilities, you look what's been done here, there's got to be something going on, but I think it's a great measuring stick. I mean, and interestingly to me, they've dropped to 5A this year. Yeah. So I don't know if they're trying to get in there and jump in there and get them. Think it's going to be a little easier, but they're going to use that measuring stick against this 6A, big dog that's been out there in Trinity.
Well, particularly in what you talk about, the recruits for this Douglas team, the folks that see that on the video right now, you see number 64 right there? He is Walker Parks. He's one of the captains for Douglas tonight. He's 6'6", 280, and a senior heading to Clemson.
Yeah. And so his colors aren't going to change from this orange and white that they have on at this point. I think he feels some comfort with that. But you talk about there's some other guys that we'll get into as we work through it. But I'll tell you what, this Douglas team, we've been here all week. I mentioned earlier the Fayette County Soccer Spectacular. My daughter's a senior.
So you've been here a lot.
So we're coming in starting Monday, and my wife Deidre looks at me at one point about Tuesday or Wednesday and says, "My gosh, have you seen all these kids leaving here? How big they are! Good Lord, is there some of these kids here you think get ready to go back to college?" And I said, "No, they're already gone." And we're just scratching our heads because they've got some young men over here at Douglas that can play some football now.
And Douglas, the captains come out, and Jalen Bybie's one of the captains. Also, Jager Burton, as we mentioned, Walker Parks, and also Devin Neal is one of the captains. He's an outstanding running back. Remember, he's taken over for the 6A Player of the Year last year, DeMarco Fishback. He was 1,400 yards, 20-something touchdowns for Douglas last year. And, of course, Josh McClurg is the starting quarterback now, a 6-foot, 185-pound senior. He's taking over for big Cam Jones, who's up at Cincinnati right now.
And it'll be again, I mean, what better way to sit here and really get a feel for where you sit? I mean, you had a great year last year. I mean, and really and truly, Scott County, if I don't want to go rewind the tape at this point, but I mean, the Broncos had a heck of a team last year. They get, past that, I feel like that they were in the state championship and maybe win it all. But ifs and buts or candy nuts, we can't go backwards. But looking and again trying to see where you are at this point. But look at these young men. I mean, you just sat there, Jager Burton. I mean, he's going to Ohio State. I mean, and then your left tackle is Walker Parks. You just mentioned Clemson. I mean, you can just keep going down, and then the skill guys we'll get to in a little bit.
The starters, Ian Saxton, the center for Douglas Frederick, is 6', 275 and a senior. He's got some D2 offers, but the main thing he carries in the classroom is a 4.5 grade point average, and he got a 35 on the ACT.
How do you get a 4.5?
It's weighted.
I was going to say
heavily weighted.
The biggest I ever remember was a 4.0.
Yeah.
So. I'm glad they didn't have a 4-5 back in my day. It made mine look worse.
This game will be played just like a regular season game, Billy. 3 quarters, it'll be a regular game. They'll play the JV in the 4th quarter. So they had the coin toss. Trinity won. They will receive the football to our left, and they will start Colin Wessel at center, 6'3", 245 senior, Cam Sedek, and Jacob Conrad at the guards. Alex Moore, Sammy Lewis will be a tackle, and a big Kalen Rakulia. Rakulia is a tight end, 6'3", 230, and a senior, and he is a heck of a football player and one heck of a baseball player. Probably going to play college baseball is what I understand. In the backfield, it'll be Nathan McElroy, 6'2", 190 junior. At the wideouts, Ryan Miller. He's the best receiver, Billy. Ryan Miller's a 5'10". He is a stud at receiver. We got to watch for him. Bradley West is also a backup quarterback. He played some quarterback last year. He's a receiver, slot man this year. He's 5'10", 180. And then in the backfield, Armand Tucker. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. A sophomore, didn't play any varsity last year as a freshman, but we're going to get our first look at Tucker in this football game tonight against Douglas.
You know, one of the things when you look at Trinity, Gary, I mean, when you historically through the years we've done these games, they are not always the biggest guys at their positions. But you know what? Coach has done a great job through the years of being able to get the most out of his young man. And when you look at what Coach Beatty's done since he's been there at Trinity, it's phenomenal. And these young men buy in, and what you see every play is a guy laying it out.
Winton Johnson is over to the far side, and to the near side, they've got Roman White. He is the younger brother of Ryan White, the Division I player at Vanderbilt, as we're just about set for Ryan Ligab's kick here for Douglas, and we'll have football here tonight at Douglas Field. At the farm, they call it here at Douglas. Ligab is kicking off, and as we said, White is back there with Johnson back deep. Here's the kick, and it will be taken in at the goal line by White. Up to the 15 to 20, right to the 30. He's to the 40, gone. 45, 50. He is going to take it to the house on the opening kick, 100 yards, 10-5, touchdown. Roman White, just like that.
Wow. What a great kick. I'm going to sit, and I was ready to start talking about the kick, taking him all the way back. He caught the ball and stepped on the end line, and the ball didn't cross it. But, I mean, again, like you said, 100 yards, no problem, just straight down the middle. Great job defensively by Trinity, just getting their guys, getting in front of their guys. But, you know, at that point, the Broncos have to converge a little bit there, Gary.
So we'll have the extra point here, and Sebastian Mata does most of the kicking for Trinity. So they lead 6-0 here early on the 100-yard return, Billy.
Going for 2. No, there he is. I'm sorry. They were lined up, looked like it to me.
Holder will be McElroy, the starting quarterback, but McElroy, he won't even get any snaps here because White just took it 100 yards.
You know, they were confident. I was going to say they were confident earlier with their offense, and that's where you take the ball, but maybe it was all in their return team.
Snap is back, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Trinity jumps out early on a 100-yard kick return by Roman White, the younger brother of Ryan White. Remember him, don't you? Ryan White, the kid that played at Vandy as a safety.
Oh, yes,
yes. SEC player. Ryan White was a great player. So it's 7-0 here. This is the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be back on PrepSpin.com.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it.
This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in.
So Mata set the kick and back deep. Nope, blew off the tee. So we've got back deep Daykel Crowdis is over to the 5-yard line far side. To the near side is the starting running back, Devin Neal, 6-foot senior. Crowdis, by the way, is only a junior.
Yeah. You know,
a lot of speed back there. So, Mata set the kick.
Crowdis is a 4-3.
4-3. There's the kick. It's a short one, and it is going to bounce around, and it's going to be out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. I tell you what, hustling down there all the way was Jack Dingle, who's going to Cincinnati, and Dingle nearly got to that ball before Douglas got to it.
Yeah, you know, ball just a high kick there, got caught in the air, and I couldn't tell if he punched it. It looked like he kicked it, but having been here, as I referenced earlier, throughout the week, there's a steady wind that comes out of the southwest the way this field is designed, and it out of the south it's coming in. You can see sometimes our flag down there blowing at it. It holds everything up.
Josh McClurg, the quarterback. Daykel Crowdis in motion. Neal, the running back, trips out to the top. A little quick flare out there, incomplete, as it goes to Darius Neal, the backup running back.
Wow, that was he was trying to get it really quick out there in the flats. It almost looked like it was a lateral to me. So I think might have gotten away with one there.
So it'll be second down for Frederick Douglass. The lead is for Trinity. Boy, they jumped out in a hurry. 100-yard return by White.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that you just can't you prepare, but at the same time, what do you do sometimes when you get there? You've gone through and you think you're ready, and then boom.
Motion man, a quarterback McClurg keeps it and dives up to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 6. It'll be second down and about 4 for Douglas. As they've been using Darius Neal, the junior back, has been in there. Now they finally bring in Devin Neal, who was given to us as the starter.
Devin committed to Cincinnati, runs a 4.5 40. As you said, they got speed everywhere on this team.
Speed everywhere for Douglas. Just look at this. We've only played 30 seconds. It's 7-0 Trinity. And this is the third down for McClurg. And no, he gives it off left side, and they're close to the first down marker. Following the left side there, Crowdis, and he thinks he's got it, but he looks like about a half a yard shy. They were following the left side of Jager Burton, a big tackle, 6'5", 280. So fourth down. They said his knee touched at the 33, so it'll be a punting situation here.
Douglas getting a lot of special teams that work in the first minute of this game. Kickoff coverage and now punt coverage.
Snap back, and the punt by Crowdis. High punt.
Nice kick.
And White at the 29. White breaks tackles 35. He's to the 40. White he still hasn't been tackled in this game, and he's finally tackled at the 45-yard line. Remember, he ran the opening kick back 100 yards, and he ran that one back to the 45-yard line.
Some arm tackling going on right there by the Douglas punt coverage team there. Gary, you got to slow it down and wrap up. I'm sure they'll hear it when they get to the sideline.
We'll check the defense for you. Ramarian Warner's a tackle. Israel Tishunza. Also the outside line by Connor Farley. Motion man to the near side for the quarterback McElroy. McElroy gives on the right side, and that's Armand Tucker. Cuts it back 35. Tucker to the 25, being chased to the 10, and down near the goal line, and they're going to touchdown. They're going to give it to him.
Stretched out, stuck his foot in the ground, and got to the pylon. What a great daggone run by him. He got over here, stuck his foot in the ground. I mean, would just let the block set up, and almost like a zone read there. Couldn't see the beginning of the offensive line, but stuck his foot in the ground and got up under him. One little move past the linebacker, and then it was just speed.
So the first time Tucker touches the ball, he scores on a touchdown run.
Well, I guess we need a little bit more information about this Trinity team. You couldn't get any earlier in the week. What happened to all the guys being hurt?
Yeah, well, they got hit. They healed quickly, didn't they? They got in those ice baths, and here's the kick from Mata, and it is going to be up and good. So 14-0 Trinity, 10:25. That's right, folks. First quarter, 14-0 Trinity. They got a 100-yard kick return and then a big run by Tucker. They lead 14-0. We'll be back here to Douglas High School in the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really.
Yep. I get it.
Louisville Trinity has scored the first 2 times they've had the football. They lead 14-0. 100-yard return by White. And then Tucker took it 45 yards for the touchdown. They lead 14-0. Here's Mata kick. And it's a little bit deeper this time. And Neal takes it at the 15-20, up to the 30, running hard, 32, 33. Good return by Neal. Devin Neal, a 6-foot senior. He did a nice job on that return there, Billy.
Yes, and I think Trinity definitely tried to get the ball down the field a little bit further, but again, as I said, the wind's blowing in that way. But yeah, Neal with a nice job. I mean, you could see his size, at that time. I didn't get a chance to really focus in on him that first time the ball came out there.
These linebackers, Ely, Stearman, Dingle, they're outstanding for Trinity. And Will Cave, the nose tackle for Trinity, is a load down there, 69. Give to Neal back inside up to the 35 and tackled hard there by Trinity. Coming up to help out on that play was one of the defensive backs, Ryan Miller. So Miller helped out on that play. Pickup of about 3, so boy, Douglas really needs to get their offense going because you're already down 14-0, Bill Ransdale.
Absolutely. I'm looking up number 7 for Trinity.
Is that Peterson?
That's Patterson. Number 7, I tell you what, is a big body. He's coming off that edge.
McClurg gives in and Neal and hitting the backfield and gets the line of scrimmage, but what a play turned in by Stearman, 6'2", 220 junior to linebacker. These linebackers, Ely and Stearman, are both juniors, and they're both Division I prospects.
Yeah, nice. They moved really well. The ball reading the play, and Patterson that time just came down. They had to look like a counter. They had he just attacked the pull, the pulling position up front on the guard coming out for Douglas and stuffed it, and that let the rest of the backers for Trinity be able to flow.
For Douglas, you got Burton and Parks, the tackles, both Division I players. But where Trinity's beating them is up the middle right now.
Yeah. Trinity's always had very good big interior guys to play, Gary. Ever since we've been doing them for how long now? 18 years, 20
Something
years?
like that, yeah.
They always have some guys that can get up field and they move the line.
Trips to the right, McClurg. Quick pass, and he sets up his man to the 40 and tackled at the 40-yard line. And the linebacker, Stearman, came over there to knock him down, and that was Dane Key, the sophomore receiver, and Key got it up to the 40. It's going to be short of the first down. So it's been 2 possessions and 2 punts here by Douglas, and you're already down by 14 to Trinity. Man, you got to start moving the ball.
Yeah, and you don't want to get into that, pushing the emergency button too quick and start just having to sling it around. It becomes tougher to kind of climb that hill, but you definitely want to get something settled down. Trinity doing a great job right now controlling the line of scrimmage.
Crowdis set the punt. Here's Dakel Crowdis. Rolls to the right. He's going to keep it, and he is going to be tackled at the 37-yard line. That's where Trinity and coming up there to get him was their sensational lineman, Tyler Roberson, the 255-pound junior.
Roberson, what you're seeing is a very disciplined Trinity team. Year in and year out, Coach Beatty puts it on the field, and very seldom have I ever seen through the years them get something like that where a team can take advantage of Trinity. Just really nicely played.
Nathan McElroy, wideouts to both sides, back to pass. McElroy pump fakes, looks back left, throws it down the middle, and it is intercepted by Douglas at the 10 and tackled right there, back there in coverage for Douglas was 23, Billy. Taylor with the interception. So that's a big pick for Taylor. Eric Taylor with a big interception for Douglas.
There's 223s what we're having trouble with there.
Trinity's got a bunch of guys with double numbers. Yeah. I mean, but a big turnover there by Trinity. The first pass the quarterback throws this year is an interception by Taylor.
Well, and I'm watching that when they set up that time, you could see the slot receiver over here for Trinity hitting his back. He did a little out route real quick and was wide open, was looking for it, and they decided to go backside and go for the big home run and had a one-on-one, but a really nice play ball by Taylor.
McClurg dives up to the 14, maybe the 15-yard line, gets about 4 or 5 yards, and nice hit there by Trinity. And in particular, White and also back there Stearman. So pick up a 5-second and 5, and Douglas trying to get things going here after falling down 14-0 to Trinity on a White 100-yard kick return, and then a nice run by Tucker.
Yeah, and it when you get a defensive stop like that, it gives you a little something now to come back to. You start the game kicking off, and it's a touchdown the other way. So I think this settles Douglas down right here.
Did settle them. First down, their first down up to the 27-yard line on a nice catch up there by Cowherd. First down up to the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. So McClurg starting to settle in a little bit.
Well, I think some of that the coaches can help with, and you get a play like that defensively again turns everything a bit. It helps, gets everybody kind of back focused and looking where you're going.
He faked that one to Crowder's coming around, and he cut it back inside, and he only got about a half a yard, did Josh McClurg. He played at Paintsville and LCA, I believe, last year, injured, but he still holds records at Paintsville for scoring touchdowns. So
he's got an 8th grade state championship at LCA.
Yeah, I think you covered that 8th grade, didn't you? He won an 8th grade state championship. So we might be back with the middle schools this year, right, William? Yeah. 2nd down and 9 for Douglas. 6.5 to go here in this first quarter. They're going to play the first 3 quarters just like a game and let the JVs play in the 4th quarter. Back to pass McClurg. Looking down the middle. He's got time, and the receiver is hit and tripped up by White. And flags down. That's going to be interference. And I think the intended receiver was 12. That is going to be Key. Dane Key, the 6'3" sophomore. I couldn't see the one number I was looking for, William, and that was the 2nd number. Saw the
Dane
1.
Dane Key already offered by Marshall and Western. His daddy Dante played at UK.
Yep.
His big brother is playing at Western as a sophomore.
He's a good one, too.
And Marshall offered him first. They offered him as a freshman, and so then Western heard about it, and the next day they told me they heard about it. Western offered him. Said, heck, your brother's here. We want you here, too.
That interference up to the 41-yard line. I thought he was further up the field. He was about to 50-yard line.
Well, yeah, you're only getting 15 though.
Exactly. So 15 up to the 41. So
great. It's a good penalty in high school.
That's a 2nd first down of this drive for Douglas. So the offense is starting to click for Douglas.
I like McClurg letting it hang out there. Threw a really nice ball.
Crowdis gets a handoff, cuts it back inside, and he's hemmed in and knocked down. Roberson back there, number 9 for Trinity. Roberson, boy, I tell you, he is a stud. Tyler Roberson, 6'3", 255, and a junior.
Yeah, I like Roberson. Covers the field really well. Got good side, lateral movement and reads it really well. And defensively, again, Trinity spreads that thing out with their 8-man front. Basically, they got to run a 4-4 historically. And they will run sideline to sideline with that, and their D-line knows their job. If they got a guy pulling, they're jumping through the hole real quick, and the backers are filling.
Quick toss to Neal, and he is not going anywhere. Line of scrimmage knocked backwards by a whole host of Trinity Shamrocks.
They're really behind the count. They're getting behind the count too much here. We're trying to – I know you want to pound it a little bit sometimes, but Trinity's got a little bit more speed, and the old adage is you don't do what? You don't run away from speed, you run at it. And when you're in the shotgun, sometimes you have to figure out something really quick. And they tried a minute ago. They did a little fake inside on the jet sweep we referenced, and he kept the ball as like a quarterback trap. But Trinity did a nice job closing it as well.
3rd down and a long 10 for Douglas. Back to pass McClure. Sets it up over to Neal. Breaks a tackle. Neal into the middle to the 45, getting some help by one of his linemen up to the 48, but he's going to be short about 4 yards of the first down. So it'll be 4th down at about 4. And you see Ian Sexton there, 55, the center, was pulling his guy. Said, "Come on, I'll help you."
Yeah, I did. And you know, that's one of the answers for a very quick defense is you get a screen. You know, you let that D line through and try to wear them down a little bit. And nice job there, and a really just a well-played ball. But you could see Douglas got behind the count. I mean, they were otherwise they're sitting there probably right around the first down sticks and moving the chains again.
White back deep to receive this Daykel Crowdis punt from the 35-yard line. Good snap. Crowdis this time punts it end over end, and it's going to.
Oh, it hit one of their men. Trinity's guys.
But knocked it out of bounds is what he did at the. Let's see what the official comes up and marks it at. He's going to mark it about the 16
Hit
yards.
Alexander right on the arm.
Yeah, sure did. So it's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. That's where Trinity will have it. Nathan McElroy, 6'2", junior quarterback. One thing Trinity always has over the years is they have good quarterbacks.
Yes, they do. Coach does a nice job, and you know they've historically been guys that manage the game really well. You can go back several years and find guys that could sling it with the Braum family, but historically they really do a nice job with that.
Inside handoff, and it's going to be to the 30. Here's a flag down as he takes it to the 37-yard line. That's Kyle Feger, and he's in there. Looks like he's okay after he had some concussion issues.
It's going to be a holding.
That was 14, not Feger. That's Bradley West. He was one of the backup quarterbacks last year.
Yeah, and the holding, it was at the point of attack. It looked like Key was in there, and he's the one that was trying to get up and was looking around, and the flags were coming.
I had Roberson as a junior. He is a senior, Wayne Krause tells me. He's the radio play-by-play guy for Trinity, so he knows Trinity better than I do. This is, so Roberson is a senior. At least he's watching, right? So appreciate all you guys watching tonight. We've got 3 minutes and 45, and that flag took it all the way back, at the 12-yard line. So 1st and 15. Tucker's back in there at running back. Warren's in motion away from us. Nathan McElroy out of the shotgun, gives it back inside to Tucker. And he lunges up to the 21-yard line. Nice tackle there made by Key.
I tell you, right, Douglas is facing Trinity's running downhill right now, Gary.
Yeah.
And really, again, offensively, they're controlling the line of scrimmage, and they've got some really good quickness they're showing right now. And for all the guys in the pregame we were talking about with Douglas, I'm surprised we're not hearing more about some of these young men from Trinity.
Exactly. Wideouts both sides for McElroy under center this time. Fakes now, rolls to the right, sets up. He's getting pressure. He breaks a tackle, throws it back inside. It's caught, and up to the 45, 43-yard line, tackle by Key. First down, and that is going to be Kalen Rakulia, 6'3", 225 senior, a tight end, and boy, Rakulia, they big regard for him, not only in football but baseball at Trinity.
Yeah, and you know what, nice job of just finding a hole there and making himself available for McElroy, who continued to extend the play, just did a little bootleg action, and they got on the edge and then avoided one of the Bronco defenders and just kept buying time, and Racuglia found the hole.
He sure did, and there's a timeout called by Douglas with 2:35 here in this first quarter. Still 14-0 Trinity. They lead on a 100-yard return by White, and then they also got a 45-yard run by Armand Tucker. So they lead at 14. We'll step out here on PrepSpin.com. Mingy Beef Jerky, Game of the Week.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the number.
Gary Ball, Bill Ransdell, and William Warfield, the king of stream. First down for Trinity up to the 38-yard line. McElroy slides. He gives it left side and running with the ball West. West up to the 45, maybe the 40. Why? That's a pickup of 7 there for Bradley West.
Yeah, and I tell you what, they're just doing a great job of getting their hats on the guys and getting the edge. I mean, that time the Broncos had, it looked like to me, 6 guys just stacked inside looking for the dive.
Yeah.
And they just pushed it outside on a stretch play, it looked like Trinity did. But, they're getting the edge.
Yeah, Figure had those concussions. He did not travel. As we mentioned, that was Bradley West who ran that ball. West is running a couple times very effectively.
Looks good.
Motion on the near side. McElroy gives back inside to West. A counter to the 50, and then a good open field tackle there. Turned in by Douglas's Neal. Bradley West, 5'10", 180-pounder. First down for Trinity. They're down into Douglas territory, and we're approaching 1:40 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 Trinity.
Yeah, and Trinity having their way. I mean, it's been special teams. Other than the pick they threw right now, offensively they're doing their thing, and defensively, they gave up a couple of first downs, but they settled back in a little bit.
That counter's working by McElroy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
McElroy
doing
with
a really nice
Tucker
job with
pass over the near side. Raculia, and he's to the 40. 35, dragging people down to the 35. Raculia with the catch. We heard about this young man, and I tell you what, he's the real deal. Kalen Raculia, 6'3", 225, and a senior, and he will play college baseball.
Yeah. Basic bench route. Inside receiver does the out. He did it at 5 yards. Outside receiver takes off the top of and does a streak on the outside, and McElroy just puts it in his hands. It's a 5-yard route. He ends up getting 10 more yards out of it and keeps moving the chains. It's a very safe pass on first down.
Frederick Douglass, one of the top-ranked teams in 5A. Trinity, one of the top in 6. Here is Tucker in the backfield. Breaks a tackle, the 30, 25, 20, and he turns on the Jets.
Wow.
Touchdown. 35-yard run by Tuts. His second TD here in the first quarter. We talked about him being a track star, one of the leading rushers on the team, and the fastest guy on the team right now.
Well, I tell you, when that play started, it looked like Douglas had a really good position because you could see their D-line was slanting to the field, and they were, Trinity running what Trinity did. They ran a nice long stretch play to that side, and then the next thing you got was the edge again, and the rest of it was just pure speed getting to the end zone.
You got to give Douglas credit for scrimmaging Trinity, but they could be scrimmaging a much lower level team. But but this is Louisville Trinity, 25 state titles.
Yeah, well, that's what I said earlier. You're going to get a measuring stick out of this after this game.
Modest kick is up, and it's good.
This may be just to humble the team, too.
Yeah, 21-0. Trinity on top here late in the first quarter, 1:09 to go, and we'll be back here on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities.
Douglas back for the kick return, and there is 1:09 to go in the first quarter, 21-0 Trinity. And I tell you what, Trinity, in my opinion, is the #1 team in the state.
Well, the way they played this first quarter, they look really good.
Highly regarded. Well, St. X is ranked high, but I'm talking about 6A. 5A Douglas is going to be a big contender. Here's a return to the 20. Neal, 25-30. Neal trying to turn on the after to the 37 with that, what'd you say, 4.3, 4.4 speed?
Yes, sir, 4.5.
4.5 speed. And
committed to Cincinnati.
And Neal takes it to the 37, so maybe something going here for Douglas on a nice return. A minute 61 seconds remaining in this first quarter, and it's 21-0.
I mean, you look at that D line of Trinity, though. I mean, these guys, they've got some size over there now. I mean, I know we've talked about the guys that are committed from Douglas because we're here in Lexington, but it'd be nice to hear.
You got Alton Jefferson down there. Roberson's on the left defensive end. You got Will Cave, who's a load in the middle, and then the linebackers. Back to pass, McClurk airs it out left side to Key. He catches it down to the 30-yard line. And let's see, they're going to rule him out of bounds down at the, let's see where they mark it at, down to the 30. That was a super catch by Key. Do we have replays, William? Let's take a look at that again. Look at that catch, Bill.
Yeah, he did that. Just went a nice job. You know, when you're a quarterback and you throw it up like that, and it's jump ball, and your guy can go up there and just reach out and get above it all, that's nice.
Well, when you're 6'3", and you're a sophomore, McClurg, and that's a busted play, takes it back to the line of scrimmage where he's hit there by Roberson and Cave, the defensive nose tackle.
Their offense looks a lot like LCA's of years past.
Down to 40 seconds to go here in this first quarter. 21-0 Trinity leading Frederick Douglass here at the farm. Farm here off of Winchester Road. I think the Maddens own this farm, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Nita Madden, and she passed, so now it's, I think, Patrick Madden. Is that right, Billy?
Yes, Patrick is the one running the show.
Neal, and Neal dives down to the 26. Ball is out. Trinity says we got it, and they are correct. Trinity football. Coming out there with it was Jack Dingle, the 6'3", 205-pound outside linebacker. So you got a turnover if you're Douglas, and your inability to stop your opponent with 9 seconds here in the first quarter.
You just that was a segue. I was saying they were just trying to get past that 9 seconds to get to the second quarter and take a break and try to regroup here.
We will have a halftime here, by the way. There will be halftime. First 3 quarters will be played just like a game, and then the final fourth quarter will be the JV teams. 9 seconds. McElroy back in that pocket out of the shotgun. Inside Bradley West, breaking tackles, 35, 37, nearly broke that one. Wow. Saving tackle turned in by Key. No, check that. That's number 10, and that is Burnham. That's going to do it for the first quarter, and it was all Louisville Trinity all the time. 21-0 here.
Yeah, and that last play, Trinity comes out in the pistol. That is the I formation from the shotgun, and just ran a straight dive play, power right down the middle, opened up a wide hole. Broncos on defense need to do some regrouping here at the court.
Bradley West, their Cordell Stewart slash guy, he receiver, running back, and man, he's looking good at everything he does tonight.
Looks really good.
21-0 Trinity leading Frederick Douglass, 2 of the top teams in the state of Kentucky, right here at the farm. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. Nathan McElroy out of the shotgun, wide outs to the top. Bradley West fakes to West.
Got him.
Airs it out, throws it downfield, and it is going to be caught down to the 15, down to the 13-yard line.
See it when he put his foot in the ground and let the ball go. You got a one-on-one playing that man coverage, and
Ryan
you
Miller.
got the whole field. You got the double post working. You bring the closest post to you. You break it on in a little bit, and then you just pick which one you want.
Ryan Miller with the catch.
Really nice throwing ball. Plenty of time to throw the football and survey the field. Really, really good, nice play. Watching McElroy just sit there, and he had all day.
Francia out to the top. Armand Tucker back in at running back. Slide right, give to Tucker inside 10, and he's down to the 5, and he'll be tackled right there. And coming up, Jalen Bybee making the stop there for Douglas at the 5. It'll be second down at about 3 for Trinity. We're in the second quarter, 11 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second. Louisville Trinity, remember, White took the opening kickoff 100 yards, so they got 7 points right off the bat, Billy Ransdale.
Yes, I did. That, you stun the team a little bit when you do that.
You
know,
do.
you set them
Shock
back a
them.
little bit,
They're
and
in
they're
shock.
like, oh, my gosh, you come out here, even though it's a scrimmage, it's a game to kind of, as I said earlier, the measuring stick, but that's not the way you want to start it.
Tucker hitting the backfield, lunges forward,
wrap
and
up.
Bybee got him, but he gets it down to the 3-yard line. Second down. 10 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the second quarter.
They were telling that they like the commentary because it's straight down the middle. You're not one-sided.
Oh, okay.
Second
Not
down.
negative. Okay, good.
Trinity.
Good.
Yeah, we're not one-sided.
Yeah, we try not to. I was taught years ago not to be a homer.
Well, you're doing a great job in that area. Third down and a yard is not being one, I'm sure. McElroy settles under his center. Snap left side, and he gets it. And hitting the
There's
backfield.
the play.
Good drop. And, well, that's a nice play there on Bradley West, turned in by Remarcus Thompson. Senior linebacker, number 49, made a nice play on that.
Yeah,
one.
they brought him really nice play. Got up on the outside there and was able to read the play. And you get that when you get your linebackers, when you got your D-line getting upfield and really getting up under some pads. And I think that freed up Thompson that time to be able to make a play. That.
Well, this is a scrimmage. They want to get a good look at everybody, including your place kicker. So they're going to bring in Sebastian Mata and see what they can do on a 23-yard field goal attempt. Going fourth down. McElroy, I believe, will hold. Waiting for the snap. And there's it looked like Douglas jumped
First
offside,
down.
Billy.
First down now. Yep.
9:32 here in this first
Oh,
half.
no, they got somebody moving.
So somebody
was
did,
drawn.
Yep, so he was drawn off sides by Trinity, so that'll move it back even more. It'll make it about a 27-yarder. At the 17, 27 yards.
It was too close, but he didn't like the angle. No, we couldn't see it from our angle who moved for Trinity, but definitely saw Douglas jump in.
So Mata with the field goal attempt from the 27-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. Just got in the left upright. 24 Trinity, nothing for Douglas. 9:19 to go in the first half here from the farm. With Bill Ransdale, Gary Ball, William Warfield. We'll be back.
52 that jumped off sides.
Yeah, we'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky. High school football game of the week. Trinity on top of Frederick Douglass.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at MinguaBeefJerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free.
Welcome back here to the farm. Here's the kick by Trinity. And Neal will go back and take it, and it'll be a touchback in the end zone. So bring it out to the 20-yard line for Frederick Douglass. one of the top-ranked teams in 5A. They were 6A ball for a couple years, Billy. They dropped down to 5A. Trinity's still a powerhouse in 6A. They've won 25 state titles. That's more than anybody in the history of Kentucky high school football.
Yeah, a lot. You don't just get there by wishing and wishing on it. You got to go out there and make some things happen. And I tell you, it's Coach Beatty over the last several years. What has he been there now? 20, 21,
19 or 20,
something like that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he took over a really nice program and has done nothing but just continue to keep that steady ship running down the train.
You're right.
Running down the
He's
road.
the OC this year. He's calling the plays. So.
And we talked about that. We need to come back and hit that.
McClurg, a little screen to Key, breaking tackles and ankles, and then tripped up at about the 22, 23-yard line.
It's one of those things that Coach Beatty always called the plays years ago when I was still coaching, as I recall.
When you were at Henry Clay.
Yes, and, so if depending on who was there, OC, was it in title or a combination, I don't think you miss much. When you're coaching, you're coaching. And if you know football, then you can sit there and look at it. You can see both sides of the ball, and I think it's great sometimes to plug back in and have that guy doing it.
McClurg going a little bit deeper down the left side, and the receiver can't catch up to a Key. Dane Key couldn't catch up to that one at the 43-yard line, incomplete.
Had good coverage by White out there, though. I mean, on the edge out there, and Key got behind him, got a step, but that's where you got to have that perfect ball. I mean.
Well, Key went up earlier on the drive when Douglas was going down to our left, and Key went up and just took the ball away from a White, the defender, and that time it was just overthrown.
Well, and, you got the wind against you, so that's where you want to put it more on him and put it on that outside shoulder. That one kind of leaned inside. He brought him in a little bit too much toward the hash.
McClurg back in the pocket, getting pressure, rolls to the right, sets up, and then hit by Roberson. Comes and snags him at the 23-yard line. I tell you, when Tyler Roberson puts clamps down on you, you're not going anywhere.
No, I tell you, McClurg didn't have a whole lot of time. Give a lot of credit that time to the D-line of Trinity. They got through pretty quickly and were able to change that rush direction and push McClurg from the pocket. And then the coverage downfield by Trinity, really, really a nice job. And McClurg, trying to play it a little safe instead of throwing one down there, but I think, hopefully he will learn to throw that as an incompleter instead of having to take a hit there at the end.
Punt by Crowdis, and that takes a backward bounce and to the 43-yard line. So that's where Trinity will have it. White was back to receive. He couldn't even receive the punt, but White's already been effective in this game. A 100-yard kick return to open things up for Louisville Trinity. They took a 7-0 lead on that. Then they came out the very next play. Armand Tucker went 45 yards. So the first two times they touched the ball, they had a 14-0 lead. Right now, they lead 24-0, 7:45 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and Douglas needs to make a play. They got the interception that one time there. I mean, when
it's the only turnover they've gotten.
When McElroy decided to go downfield, and they ended up throwing the same play they just completed to the double post a few minutes ago. But that gave them a little bit of momentum. They need something here from the defense.
Tucker, and he's down to the 40. Tackled there. Like Eric Taylor made the stop. Second down at about 7 at the 41 for Louisville Trinity. 7:25 to go, first half action. We will have a halftime, folks. It'll be just like a regular game. Quarterback Nathan McElroy rolls to the right, sets up, throws, and it's going to be caught at the 20-yard line. Taken down to the 10, and it's going to be a touchdown. Young man's cramping up as he runs into the end zone. Johnson, as he ran into the end zone, you could see him cramping up, Billy.
Yes, just a really nice job that time by adjustment. I mean, you sit there, and McElroy's got a little short rollout to the right side and a good adjustment out there, and you can just catch the football. And the part I like about that, you look down the field and you still got people blocking after the catch of the ball at the 5-yard line to be able to get in the end zone. Play wasn't over after the catch. Really nice job of execution by Trinity.
Sure was. Sebastian Mata in there for the extra point. Placement's down, the kick is up, and it is through the left side again, and it's looking up at that scoreboard. It's already 31 for Trinity, nothing for Frederick Douglass, and they've got a much better offense than they're showing here so far in the first half. They've got some offensive firepower, but Josh McClurk trying to settle in at quarterback for Frederick Douglass. Remember last year they had Cameron Jones who threw for like 3,000 yards and 30-something touchdowns, and he's up at Cincinnati now, and they had DeMarco Fishback in the backfield, the 6A player of the year.
Yeah. And I tell you that when you get that combination where you can feed off each other, it makes it hard.
But remember who Trinity had in 17? We saw him do his thing at the state championships.
Tell me.
At Purdue.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. And they're talking about big things for him.
Oh yeah. Jeff Brom loves that guy.
Oh my goodness, he can do everything. That's right. Yeah, he had a great year last year at Purdue. I saw a special the other day come up on him, and they were talking about what they expect him to do this year. I think he had 1,300 yards receiving last year.
Yep. They've got some guys that can do it this year.
You know, that's the thing you have to do when you got some guys that have some good talent and speed, and you got to get the ball in their hands and let them go play.
At the 5, and he's out to the 20. Neal up to the 28-yard line.
Got a flag. Holding. Bringing it back.
.640 to go here.
Was it Robinson? Is that who I'm remembering? Is that right? Rondale?
No,
Rondale?
he played at Western Hills.
No, but but Wandale, it was Wandale and Rondale, wasn't it? If I recall correctly.
Oh, the guy on the 17 team?
Yes.
Yeah. Rondale Moore. Handoff up the middle, and not much running room there. I tell you, Trinity is just stuffing pretty much everything. And then on that play, Ely, the linebacker. I mean, they're like bookends, 6'3", 225. Stearman and Ely.
Yeah.
And you just can't run against them.
You know, I was saying earlier, you know, you don't have just monsters usually. That's typically what they end up, somewhere in that 260 to 230 range, somewhere in there, and they can move, and they have great lateral movement, and they have wonderful fundamentals where they get up under pads and they know how to play off blocks.
Pass incomplete. Ooh. Goes out in the flat to DeKel Crowd. You know, Crowd is their slash. He's their Cordell Stewart. They try to get him out on the receiver. They have him as a slot, as a running back. He hasn't touched the ball much tonight.
Yeah, well, and that's the challenge. Is, you know, you've got to get the ball in those guys' hands when you got your playmakers there, and it's one of those things that you got to figure that out. And Trinity's always been pretty good at trying to stop that. But
I think Trinity's upset that they were 500 last year, undefeated in the year they won state with Rondale Moore, but they're a little bit upset, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They got an edge this year. Here's McClurk, little screen set up over the middle, and
see how quick they respond. I mean, they're well coached from that standpoint. It's a screen. They've run a couple of them already. They let them go, and the challenge with the screen is if you let your guy go too quickly, then they realize that if they've been coached that I'm just running after this guy. Why'd he let me go? It's like, who left the door open? You know.
Right. Riley Wagner, 58, is playing well tonight as well for Trinity, along with Michael Patterson. So they're going to punt again.
And to add somebody on the field, somebody wasn't paying attention. That won't sit well with Coach Landis.
Crowd has set the punt again. It's about his fifth punt high. Good punt. White goes back and catches at the 47. He's at midfield and tackled at a good tackle there by the Douglas Broncos. Making that tackle there.
Number 56. not on my roster.
Yeah, we apologize. It is a scrimmage game, and coaches weren't real good about getting us the information, and we're doing the best we can under the circumstances. So at the 46-yard line, West has got it. Bradley West to the 45. 40 cuts it back, and he's down near the first down. Goodness gracious.
You know, it sets up like a little jet sweep kind of to the right side that time, and he's been taught, you can tell, and coached that you're going to run lateral and you're going to keep running, and when you sit there and it gets strung out, that's when you put your foot in the ground and go north and south, and that's what they do a great job. You watch Trinity year in and year out. Those young men are coached, and they do what they are coached.
And West hitting the backfield and dropped on a good play there by Douglas. Nice play turned in.
25, Michael Proctor with the tackle for a loss. Third down and 3, Trinity.
3rd and 3 at the 39-yard line. We have just 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the first half. Trinity 31, Douglas 0. Inside, and Tucker tripped up at the 38-yard line. Good play turned in by Thompson. Short of the first down. Be 4th down and about a yard and a half.
Trinity, I mean, typically they go for it in these positions, always have. I mean, especially when you're up, when you're in the plus 50 at this point.
There's no chance that they're not going for it, and McElroy still
under center.
Yep. Long count. Fakes to Tucker, rolls to the right, sets and throws. Rakulia to the 25-yard line, and finally tackled over there by Jalen Bybee, but not before.
Great call.
Kalen Rakulia.
Great call. Go under center. You're not under center. You got everybody squeezing in. It's what it does defensively, because you're thinking the QB, you got a yard or a little less than that. You're going to sneak it. Then you come back and you extend the ball. Like, you over-exaggerate, and you fake it and do a little bootleg off of it, and nobody is thinking about the tight end in the flat.
Well, I'd be thinking about Rakulia. He's McElroy to West, and line is very short of the line of scrimmage.
Yep,
good play.
Nice
turned in
play
by Clinkscale, the linebacker, 195-pound junior.
For a loss on the play, 2nd down and long, coming up for the Shamrocks. As we were saying, if you get too much candy at the UK Federal Credit Union concession stand, you can visit our friends at the Kentucky Center for Oral Surgery.
Tell you what, there's a huge crowd here for Douglas and Trinity as well.
And Richmond.
The Trinity sidelines across the street, across the field, that's their side, but a lot of their fans are over here as well.
Pass out in the flats, caught at the 20 and down to the 15-yard line by Johnson.
Yeah, nice play. I mean, just a little flanker screen out to the side. Johnson catches the ball, waits for a minute, and just
that was number 2, Colin Book.
Yep. And just waits a minute and lets his block set up and picks up a nice gainer.
Trinity, they don't look like they've missed a beat to me, William.
I'll tell you.
Bill Ransdale. Well, it was William, right? William Bill.
Yeah, William Bill. That guy.
That guy. Tucker into the line, and it's got the first down to the 14, 13-yard line. A minute 10. If you're Douglas, it would just be a moral victory right now to keep Trinity out of the end zone.
Agree. I mean, from a score whatsoever.
Of course, score standpoint.
But I mean, it's
because
I think they have the kicker. We just saw that a minute ago. They put that on. So
I mean, are we playing the mercy rule in the scrimmage game?
No. Coach wouldn't want that.
58 seconds. Miller, who has a nice catch earlier in the game, out to the far side. Motion by Book. Back to the near side.
Get a boot here.
McElroy. Yeah, bootleg rolling to the right. Throws back toward the middle. And touchdown.
Yeah. Smart. It's waiting for you. Set up in two tights again. Keep the outside off. Go as wide as you can. You got the flat with your one tight in, and you drag the backside and fake the isolation off the side.
I believe that was
selling out everybody.
Brandon Stearman, 13, who hauled that in, wasn't it?
I couldn't see the number. Did you see it?
We're going to get it on replay. 13.
81.
Rice.
83, I'm sorry. 83.
Oh, it was 83.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Hardy, Mason Hardy. Extra point is up, and it is good.
Now, you know what? If I'm Trinity and you're really wanting to work on your games, right here, it's a scrimmage. You onside kick it. And you put your defense against the wall before the half, and you see if Broncos want to go try to score. And they've not been in the red zone except one time, I believe, and they got a first down, and then they had a turnover when they were driving a few minutes ago in the first quarter. So, you practice that, your onside kick. Now, I know that sounds probably silly. They probably won't do that. But, I mean, if you really want to work it, and the challenge is, does it look like you're trying to run it up? And that that's not. It's a scrimmage.
You're working on
Let's
stuff.
remember that's what we're doing, right? That's what I.
38-0. Trinity on top. Right here on PrepSpin.com, the Mingua Beef Jerky High School. Jared Peck is in the house. The new beat writer for the Herald Leader High School Sports. Took over for Josh Moore. He's in the house, and I will chat with him at halftime. Right, William?
How you doing, man? Haven't met you. Good for you. When did that come about?
This summer.
This summer? I missed that. I've seen something. Yeah. Okay. Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Otherwise, I'm doing a lot of work. I don't need to be doing right now.
You're just out here enjoying it, right? Having a good time.
Covering the beat.
Mata set to kick it off for Trinity. And Neal back at the 1-yard line. He's going to bring it out. Neal to the 10. And Neal is going to be slammed down right there at the 12-yard line by Trinity. 28 seconds in this first half. Next week we have regular season high school football, the Jessamine County Bowl over at East Jessamine. It'll be Bourbon County, Franklin County playing East and West Jessamine. Join us for all that action right here on PrepSpin.com. Next Friday night starting at 6 o'clock. It's a doubleheader, 6 and 8:30. And we're looking forward to that here on PrepSpin. And Douglas trying to get that offense clicking, and right now, boy, Trinity just won't give them an inch, will they?
No, not at this point. I'm interested to see what the Broncos come out here with less than 30 seconds before the half. If they're just going to take a shot down the field a couple times, or are they going to run the football and go to the half?
Josh McClurg and getting pressured, throws it incomplete to the left side. And what will Douglas take from this first half, Bill Ransdale?
Bloodied nose, black eye. I don't know what else you can say, but you got to go in and I think there's been some humbling. I think there was a little bit more expectation walking into the game. I mean, I did, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I think Douglas is going to be okay.
I figured Trinity would be what Trinity's done, but you never know when they reload. And I think after last year, you can see that obviously that they played. Ooh, that's a lateral, nice play.
DeKale Crowders with a great catch to the left side. He goes out of bounds, and Crowders gets to the 9, maybe 10-yard line, and just 14.9 seconds. And
that was closer to 17. I watched you keep running. Let's get to the half, I think. Yeah, I tell you, though, I think that the Douglas, the feeling with all these young men that they have, but, a lot of these guys are youth, and they're filling in for some guys that were seniors and experience, as you referenced earlier. And, you got to grow up, Trinity, I'm sure they're sitting there going, we do this every year. Yeah. They got 120 kids usually they're looking at.
Exactly.
But you still got to put the work in. You got to execute. I don't care what anybody says.
McClurg to Neal to the right side, and Neal up to the 15, 16-yard line.
You gonna make them punt it? Nope.
Nope, that'll probably do it for the first half. First half comes to a close, and it's a good thing for Douglas because it was all Trinity. 38. It started Bill Ransdell with that opening kickoff that White took 100 yards for the touchdown and put Trinity up 7-0. They haven't looked back, have they?
No, they really haven't. I mean, one interception that was thrown and, had a double post on, and he just didn't get the ball out there and far enough. It was underthrown because they were throwing to the end of the wind, actually, in my opinion. And same play they came back and scored on in the second quarter. So I think that they, right now you go in and what are you trying to do if you're Douglas? I think you're going to go in and talk about everything and say, hey, what the heck? Defensively, we got to wrap up a little bit better too. Break down and wrap up, and somehow we got to get some penetration. So,
yeah. It's halftime, and Trinity 38, Douglas nothing here. It's just a scrimmage, folks. This doesn't count, so Douglas will be good when it's all said and done. We got Jared Peck with us, the new high school beat writer with the Herald Leader. We're going to get right into the interview with him. Jared's in here. Will, you want to take a break, or you want to come back? We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk to Jared Peck, the new high school beat writer with the Herald Leader, and get his thoughts on this coming season. We'll be back 38-0 Trinity here at halftime.
You need a break.
Yeah, I
do. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingua's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free.
859
in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
All right, welcome back here to halftime. William Warfield alongside Gary Ball, who's taking a quick break for the moment. But Jared Peck, the new Herald Leader sports writer is with us here tonight. And Jared, man, I know you got big shoes to fill with Josh Moore getting the promotion to the UK athletics coverage. But, man, we're so glad to have you, a guy that we've seen around for the last few years, and you're doing an outstanding job already. A lot of stuff going on for you.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. We've been rolling out our Class A, Class 2A, Class 3A, top 10 surveys from all the statewide coaches, and those came out this week. Class 3A or Class 4A, 5A, and 6A roll out this next week. I've been working pretty hard, but it's a great privilege to be part of high school sports in Central Kentucky.
I've seen you, not only are you doing all this coverage, but I actually saw you on Big Things Kentucky, their show the other day. Caught a little bit of piece of that. But man, how do you find the time to keep up with everything?
I do not have the time to keep up with everything, but I try my best. And like I told those guys, they run a pretty nice little YouTube show. I love this stuff. So I'm out here. I put in an 8-hour day today. I came out here to see this scrimmage and see a little bit about what's going on out here. I don't think this is Frederick Douglass's best showing, but I think that this is something they'll really learn from to take into the season. And just like me, I'm working on stuff. Hopefully I'll be better in October, November, and December than I am in August.
Well, I think you're already in mid-season form. Some of the stuff that you put out here lately, you did all your class previews here this past week, and got a chance to see some of that. That's really good stuff. But you continue to cover other things too. Soccer's going on. Volleyball's about ready to start. Again, I don't see how you guys cover everything, especially when now it's basically just you. It used to be you and Josh doing things, but do you have any other help with you right now, or are you still kind of a one-man band till all the seasons start to pick up?
Well, there's another Josh. We have Josh Sullivan who helps out, and he worked on some high school stuff for us, and he's done some UK stuff for us as well. He's a part-time writer, but we've kind of lost that piece where both of us help Josh more. Now it's Josh Sullivan helping me, and we've lost a leg of the stand, but we'll be fine. We'll pick it right back up. I mean, I love soccer. I'm a soccer dad, coach recreational soccer, so I'm not going to let soccer go. I got to figure out how to get volleyball in. We're going to do that. We're going to make sure that happens and just get rolling. I just got to get my feet on the ground with all this stuff. From not covering football last year to covering all of high school football this year, it's been a big leap. So I've covered a soccer game, but everything else has had to slide just a little bit, but I'm going to catch up with it here real soon.
What really stands out so far with you when we're talking about football here in Lexington? Again, Jared Peck, the Herald Leader sports writer, brand new Herald Leader sports writer, full-time gig right now. And, again, Josh Moore went on to do the UK athletics. But Jared, who really stands out to you right now? I know Douglas, obviously they got a lot of stars on their team. Not doing so good tonight. Maybe this could be, a learning experience certainly for them tonight, playing a state powerhouse like Trinity out of the Louisville area. But you got Douglas. Who else stands out to you here in Lexington?
Well, in Lexington, I think Taste Creek's going to have a good year. I think Bryant Station, who's been falling on hard times since they were split up and lost a bunch of enrollment to Douglas, is going to be doing better. I look for Henry Clay to just keep having another season like they did, last year. They had a good season last year. They were 3-1 in their district. They ran into Simon Kenton at the end of the season in the playoffs. They're running into Simon Kenton this coming Friday night to start the season. So we'll see what they have right away. Douglas here, this is an anomaly. Teams need 3 months to prepare for playing a team like they have in Louisville. St. X, Trinity, and Mel are just different things. And they can just roll out here and be really, really good. And, yes, this is a wake-up call for Douglas. Do I think this is the end of the world for Douglas and all this, we can read too much into this? No, Douglas is going to be fine. And they're going to be coming for people this season. I expect, Class 5A It's not as ridiculous as 4A now it is now, but Class 5A's got Douglas, it's got Scott County. You know, you still got Highlands in there. You've got Covington Catholic in there. I mean, that's going to be a really competitive class, and it's going to be a great season.
Of course, 4A, you got Lexington Catholic, Boyle County, you know, in your coverage area. But, you know, football in the state of Kentucky, I think, is at an all-time high when you look at it statewide. What's your opinion on that?
Well, you know, I hear people moan about, you know, them going to 6 classes instead of 4, and how it's just kind of made, you know, everybody just, the leagues are not as competitive, the classes aren't competitive. The classes are getting pretty competitive, and the splitting up the classes, I don't mind it all that much. It's a little weird, but Class 4A picked up 21 teams that made the round of 16 last year. All regional champions are in. There's 21 of those in Class 4A this year. They were playing for a regional championship last year because people moved up from 3A and people moved down from 5A. So Class 4A is loaded, and Lexington Catholic's got a pretty good road to hoe. Boyle County, on paper, looks really, really good. But there's also Johnson Central in there, and you know it's just loaded. Corbin, it's crazy.
Shift over to 2A, Lexington Christian Academy. You know, they've had one scrimmage so far early on, and that was against East Jessamine. East Jessamine actually ended up winning that. I believe, was it 28-14? I believe was the final score in that. But LCA certainly under new head coach Doug Charles over there, they seem to be like, you know, they're going to be pretty good, even though everybody's doubted them early after that East Jessamine game. But they definitely got talent over there at LCA.
Yeah, they certainly picked up doubters after the East Jessamine thing, and people were sleeping on them. That was fine. I think they slept on them last year, and they had a really good season and worked their way into the playoffs pretty well. And they stunned some people. Last year they stunned some people, and guess what? Almost everybody on that team that was whooping people last year is back. So I'm not all that concerned about Lexington Christian in August playing against a team a class up, East Jessamine. Now, East Jessamine is a team that nobody's taking anything out for, and I think they're going to be really good this year. So that scrimmage is a really good step for them. It's not the end of the world for Lexington Christian.
We're talking to Jared Peck here of the Lexington Herald Leader, sports writer for the Lexington Herald Leader. You can get him on Twitter at HLPreps, and make sure you guys follow him out there to keep up with the Lexington area and surrounding area as well. You know, Jessamine County Schools, Scott County. You cover a little bit of everything outside of Lexington too.
Yeah, I've got a story on the new Bird's Nest Stadium coming to Scott County and Great Crossing. It's coming out Sunday. It was online today at Kentucky.com, just talking about the 4,000-seat complex. We were out there when the players were able to take the field for the first time last Thursday. I mean, there's a lot of dirt and a lot of construction still going on, but they were able to get out on the field. The field is beautiful. It's got Cardinals in one end zone and Warhawks in the other. It's soft. It's plush. You know, there's not a lot of bead out there that, you know, you get in your shoes. It's not that bad at all. And the players are really excited. Great Crossing is going to have a tough time playing 5A football for a while. But I think eventually, a few years from now, you know, Great Crossing is going to be a competitive football team. Scott County is competitive right now and is going to be a threat in 5A.
You know who I really like, too, that, you know, they don't get a lot of recognition, although a lot of people talking about their amazing field right now, is, you know, East Jessamine. We talked about them beating LCA a little bit, but they've got an outstanding quarterback over there. They also got an outstanding receiver. They might be a team to look out for this year under Coach Boland.
Yeah, I would say that they're under the radar, and anything they do is going to be mind-blowing for them, because I've got the coaches survey that's coming out this week. East Jessamine didn't get any votes, so they are completely under the radar, and if they can reproduce the performance they put up against LCA week over week in their class, they're gonna make some noise and stun some people, and people will really start talking about more than just the field out there, and the field is beautiful.
They say that Woodford County's much improved over the last couple of years. Woodford County starting to turn the tide a little bit and may be competitive this year.
Well, I think they're in a new. Well, that's a different sport, but yeah, we're seeing the fruits of that new coach. I can't call his name Johnson. Yeah, Coach. I mean, it's Derek Johnson has been building and building and building. It's going to come along. It's hard to gauge them because they didn't turn stats in last year. So on paper, I can't see how good they are. I just need to see them in person. Definitely would think that program's going to come along.
Real quick, soccer's going on. We touched a little bit about it, but Fayette County Soccer Spectacular is going on. That's one big event that we host here. Tate's Creek's got a nice little tournament that they host. West Jessamine will host one this year. The Lady Knights Challenge Cup always loaded. That's the best teams in the state. A lot of people compare that to the state tournament.
It is, and we're going to have a preview tomorrow. It's Tate's Creek and Lafayette in the semifinal, one semifinal. Dunbar, I forget who else is in the other semifinal over there. Could be Henry Clay. Yeah, so I mean that is the class of the public schools in the 11th region in Lexington. And I'm going to be writing a Girls City preview based on the championship game tomorrow night. Now, it could be Tate's Creek, it could be Dunbar, Lafayette might wake up tomorrow morning and feel really good and feel like they can beat Tate's Creek. I mean, but I think tomorrow night, could be a 43rd district preview. It could be an 11th region championship game preview. I mean, it's really early, but Tate's Creek and Dunbar and Lex Catholic are the three best teams in girls soccer in the 11th region right now, and we'll see how it shakes down. Last year it came down to penalty kicks and 1-goal games. I expect exactly the same this season. Penalty kicks and 1-goal games.
Jared Peck, again, Kentucky.com, the Herald Leader, sports writer for the big paper downtown. Support Jared, by the way. Subscribe to the online edition. Buy a paper every day. You guys still printing every day, right?
We are printing every day. Sports-only subscription to the Herald Leader. Digital is only 99 cents for the first 3 months. It's a great deal. After that, it's fairly cheap. If you care nothing about news and politics, you can get a sports-only subscription for less than a cup of coffee.
That's true. All right, follow him again on Twitter at HLPreps. HLPreps. Want to thank Jared for his time today. Jared, keep doing a great job, man.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards, They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit UPS Jobs.
Welcome back here to Frederick Douglass High School. We're just about set for the second half. The first half was dominated by Louisville Trinity, 38-0. It all started when White took the opening kickoff 100 yards for the touchdown, and Douglass just couldn't get on track. They've got a fine football team and some good athletes, but the 6'8 Trinity Shamrocks flex their muscles, and their defense was outstanding. Bill Ransdale in with us. It's 38-0 here at halftime, and Douglass will receive the football to start the second half. It'll be Douglass will receive. They're sending back to Cal Crowdis. Trinity, the fourth quarter will be dominated by the JVs. We know that, so you'll have to bear with us on the fourth quarter. This third quarter will be interesting because it's already 38-0 at halftime, and Douglass and Louisville Trinity. Dingle, 6'3", junior. Sue has it teed up for Trinity. Mata has it teed up, and, well, he hasn't teed it up yet. He's holding the football. We're just about set for the second half. Bill Ransdale joins me back in. You got a lot of halftime festivities here, Jared.
God, man, it's busy here. It's like a carnival. It's a part of the state fairs here instead of Louisville. It's up in Lexington. I'll tell you what, it's a great atmosphere. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for a scrimmage game.
Catching up with a lot of people talking football. I mean, that's exciting. I love it. But we'll see what kind of adjustments Douglass made at the half. I think.
Well, they'll have a quarter to do it because they're only playing 3 quarters, and the JVs are playing a fourth quarter.
And I had a whisper said we hope that we see it all that long. So might go a little quicker.
Okay.
So might get some others in before that. But be interesting to see what they come out here with.
Modest kick, and Crowdis goes back and takes it, and he loses the ball at the. Watches it go out at the 5-yard line. There does a flag comes flying in over there. So
picked it up inside inbound. Yeah,
so wait and see if the officials are talking about it. Yeah, they're going to bring it. They're going to bring it out to the 25-yard line, I believe. Nothing going right for Douglass. They can't even get it right on a kick return.
He touched that ball. I thought it just took a bad kick and went out, and that's what the flag was for.
Yeah.
To mark it, I mean, as a penalty on the kick.
They're going to mark it back at the 3-yard line.
Oh, good Lord.
So
that's not, you start the second half the way you start the first half, behind the count with your special teams. And, it's one of those things everybody talks about special teams, Gary. It's funny. It's one of those you talk about it being the key sometimes in the third phase of the game, but when you look at the way the Trinity started the game, and now you got this, starting to the second half, your kickoff goes this way. You gotta give it some credence and look at it and get them have to brush up on it a little bit.
Backed up in their own end zone, McClurg over the right side, throws it high, incomplete, trying to go to Cowherd over there at the 10-yard line. Coward, who is 6'1", climbed the ladder, and it was still over his head.
Yeah. Douglas not settled in from the halftime at this point. Got to somehow find a couple of plays here for these young men just to get, move the chains. The game is 10 yards and move the chains, get a little momentum.
Shovel to Crowdis. He's trying to get outside, and he's hemmed in just short of the 10-yard line.
Nice
and those
play.
Linebackers are over there once again. Dingle and the other linebacker, Ely, number 10, was over there and shoved him out of bounds.
Yeah, nice play. Trips that to the wide field. Ely able to sit and, they had him spread out with the trips, but Ely did a nice job staying home. But Crowdis able to show a little bit of that speed and that mobility there and pick up a nice gainer of 5.5, at least get him back into range to try to get.
They're trying to use Crowdis a little bit more here in this half, and fake inside to him. McClurg over the right side, and he's up to about the 11. Short of the first down, be fourth down at about 2 or 3 for Douglas. I tell you, I'm impressed with these down line. Alton Jefferson, a junior, and he's down lineman for Trinity. I tell you what, they can play some football.
Yes, indeed. I tell you, they've done a nice job of controlling the line of scrimmage as a whole. I mean, we don't have any stats tonight, but I have a feeling they would be glaringly in Trinity's favor.
So we'll see McClurg's back in the gun again, and it's Crowdis back there to punt in the end zone. Kicks it out of there and be returned at the 50 and hit hard.
Good lick.
On a good hit there on the return there by Hook.
Nice hit, number 22 coming in.
That's Farley.
There's a nice play by the special teams, punt coverage.
Connor Farley made a big-time hit for Douglas. So Trinity will start in Douglas territory. Tucker in the backfield, the running back. I believe, I'm going to check the number, I believe that is McElroy. It is, and coming out incomplete, trying to go out to Colin Book, and he drops it.
Book excited, had a little blocker out there, a little flanker screen, and looked up, took his eyes off the ball. Looked the ball in. Book looked up to see where his cut was going to be because the ball hung just a little bit and left it behind him.
Second down.
Make sure to grab some meaty beef jerky. Much easier to say than it is to spell. It is never chopped or formed.
Bob Beatty calling the plays for Trinity over on the sidelines. Second down for McElroy. Inside handoff Tucker, and Armand Tucker knocked down at the line of scrimmage. He was initially hit there by getting him in the backfield. That was Jager Burton.
Yeah, Burton did a nice job jumping up underneath looked like the guard there. Just wrapping up and waiting for the cavalry to get there that time, Gary.
Yeah, they got the beef in there right now. Along the front, got a 4-man front, 3 linebackers. McElroy fires over the near side, and it's Miller down to the 40-yard line. Did he come up with it? Let's see.
He's short. He should be short. He should be about a yard short.
Matter of fact, they're rolling incomplete.
Oh, he dropped it. Well, I mean, it probably worked out for him because he ended up running a route shorter than the first down sticks were.
That's a no-no in football.
Absolutely.
Always know where that first down marker is.
And the rule of thumb is at least 2 yards past it. And then when you have to come back to the football, if the ball's thrown back behind the stakes, then they come back and get it, and you still got a first down. Obviously, it's only 2 yards.
Back deep to receive is Bybee back at the 15-yard line.
See if he can do something with this. Ooh.
Punt coming out. High punt. High punt coming to the near side, rebounded up to the 38-yard line. As
there's great pressure on the punt.
On Rakulia was the punter. First time he's punted tonight, Bill, so he wasn't accustomed to that.
And they had good pressure on the left side. It looked like I couldn't see if it was 11 or 17 for for Douglas was in there.
Crowdis.
Yeah, and it he got his hand there. I thought he almost got his hand on it.
So Douglas will have it up at the 39-yard line, trying to get some positives going here in this third quarter. They're down to Louisville Trinity 38-0. A lot of time here. The officials are.
They trying to rule and see if he touched the ball.
Remember, it's a scrimmage for the officials too.
Holding Douglas.
Next week, Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week will take us over to Jessamine County. They're going to move that penalty back 10 yards to the 29. How can you get a hold on a punt?
So it must have to be able to return there.
Yeah.
Very, very, very tough when you're sitting there with those kind of things happening.
Give up the middle, and Crown is maybe a couple of yards.
Crown is on the rush for a gain of about 3. 2. Second down 8.
I tell you, you're just searching right now, trying to find something if you're Douglas. And if you're Trinity, you just continue to play good, solid, sound defense. I mean, they're well coached across the board. These young men are very, very disciplined as well. But if you're Douglas, you got to find something and just move. Just get a few yards here to start off and get ahead of the count instead of they've been behind the count the majority of the time the whole night. Now you're back to 3rd and 7. You were 2nd and 7.
Yep.
You try to pick up a few, or they've been coming on and throwing and haven't moved the football. They had a couple of 3 first downs, I think, the first quarter.
Yep.
And then since then, it's been a real struggle just to get much of anything and any kind of consistency, if you will.
McClurg tried a quick pass to Key, and he couldn't come up with it, so it's 3rd, and as Bill Ransdale said, 3rd and 7.
I like trips. The trips to the top of the field, that gives you spacing up there.
Crowdis trying to get out in front of his blocks, and up to the 35-yard line. He'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down. So it will be another 4th down with 8 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. Trinity, as you can see on our scoreboard, leading 38-0.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trinity's been there before. You and I have been there before.
Yes,
Trinity's
we have.
Been in this position. Makes it difficult to reach around and find stuff. But, Trinity at this point, they could. You just want to continue improving and working on some of your other plays if you want to show anything at this point. Both of these teams have people here scouting them for next week's opener.
Yep. Crowdis' punt.
I think Douglas opens with Bryan Station.
Yes, Bryan Station and Indianapolis team, I think.
Trinity is going to Trinity, or Trinity out of town?
I'll have to check their schedule. But
can't recall.
Yeah, they play Carmel.
Play Carmel.
Yeah.
Carmel, Indiana.
I remember seeing
They will take over 1st and 10.
At Trinity. That's at Trinity, Carmel, Indiana at Trinity next Friday night. It's high school football opens for real next Friday.
See what they let Malcolm do.
First down and handoff right side, and that's Tucker to the 45. Boy, it won't go down. To the 47's got the first down.
Have you noticed how all their guys have that? They get hit, they keep going, they keep grinding, they keep their legs moving, they keep their arms moving. They got the ball securely pulled in as far as the running back, but they do not stop their legs, and that is coachable. That is something that when people sit there and you watch that everybody, and when it's on kickoffs or when the receivers caught the ball and he has the first contact, it's really well coached team across the board. Trinity is. Douglas trying to find their way right here and settle in defensively and get some good solid stops here.
Bradley West left side, and he sweeps down to the 40. He is coming to the 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, West to the house.
Wow. Young man's got some speed. Looks like they just ran a wide stretch the way it started off. Trinity went wide to their left side stretch. They're just going to kind of jump. The line just kind of jumps out and blocks anybody in their space, and they just take them where they can take them. And you let the running back read where the hole is, and you can see Wes that time. He got outside, stuck his foot in the ground, made a cut, and as the flow continued toward that sideline, stuck his foot in the ground one more time and cut back against the grain, and the rest of it was history. Nice job and good vision by Wes seeing where to go with the football.
Lynn in now for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is through the upright. So Lynn with the extra point. 7:27 in the third, and it's Trinity on top, 45-0, Bill. So I think at this point we're going to start seeing some new guys, so we'll try to get numbers on guys, and we'll do our best.
Well, I'll tell you,
this is a scrimmage. So.
It is a scrimmage. Yeah, that's what you want to be reminded of at this point.
We'll be back here on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week here in the third quarter.
By the numbers.
So Mata set to kick. Let's see who Douglas sends back deep. Bybee back there. Standing at about the 5. Mata's kick, and going to be taken by Dunn. The 10,
lost
15.
Lost his shoe
back at the 7-yard line. Gets it out to near the 20-yard line. So Cameron Dunn, the sophomore backup quarterback, he might be in there at quarterback now. If he gets his shoe back on, Bill.
Cameron Dunn with the return.
Gary, Bill, I just wanted to let everybody out there know that Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, they got a special through us right now. If you mention PrepSpin, they'll give you $1,500 off your orthodontic treatment.
Wow.
$1,500 off if you're a new patient and you mention PrepSpin. It's a special referral program we got going on. Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Drs. Durbin, Morris, and Garner. Dr. Garner in the Louisville area, Dr. Morris and Dr. Durbin right here in Lexington.
Did you give me that list? You said you were going to give me a list for sponsors. Pass over to the right side to Cowherd, and it's complete. McClurg is still in there at quarterback, and he gets it over to him. I don't think there's any doubt about it here, Bill. With 6 minutes to go in the third, 45-0 Trinity, we're going to start seeing some new players in there.
Absolutely. We were waiting on the fourth quarter, but it's I think it's time to get probably rolling with that, and they want to see some guys, but they need the work. Had a chance to just quick chat and a couple of coaches at the half, and they said, you know what, this will do us good.
Yeah, I think
we got some film. We can put it up here. We can show what's going on.
Toss to Crowdus. Crowdus stiff arms a man up at the 20. Good play up there, and that's Dingle, the outside linebacker. But
I mean, you got him in a little space right there. You can see his speed and his quickness and his ability to cut so quickly. He looks good on the Trinity. Again, defensively, he just does a great job of being able to sit there and take that away from him. But give Crowdus some credit that time. Able to sit there and shake and bake to the wide side of the field, and I like it. Working to the trip side, you usually get a little bit softer. Trinity's been coached really well. The guy on the slot has done a really nice job. He's playing a hard corner.
Jaden Bybee in there now, and McClurg back to pass. Josh
got him.
Got some time. McClurg rolling he's going to tuck it. 35 to the 40, 45, and he's going to take it up to near midfield. Good run there by McClurg. That's about a 20-yard pickup. That may be the best run from scrimmage tonight for this Douglas Ball Club.
Yeah, I tell you, the looking at he had him across. I couldn't see who it was. I believe he had Key across the middle for a post. Missed him if he lays it out. But you know, a great job of reloading that time by McClurg and making something out of it and moving the chains. They picked up 15 yards.
Sure did.
Take it any way you can get it.
At this point,
get some momentum. Let's get down and get across the end line and get a score.
There's a screen over the middle, and it's spelled out there by Trinity and who else? Ely, the linebacker.
Yeah, you know, and again, that's you got a middle screen again, and I can't express enough. I mean, you see how quick the reaction was by the D-line?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're coached. When they see that, you're going to have to sit there, and that's something else you got to go back and work on. When you cannot give it up too quickly, and it's got to be very precise when you have a team that is coached as well as Trinity is, for all the little coaching points that the coaches look for. The weight on the hand or the knuckles white, then that means they're going to run the football. If you're an old lineman's leaning forward, is he sitting back in his stance? There's all these little indicators that you look for, and it looks like they're doing a great job of reading that.
There's a reverse and spelled out in a good play. Turned in, and what a tackle in the backfield. And we're trying to get a beat on that young man. 96
okay.
For Trinity. And that is Cole Johnson.
Nice job. Looked like he shot the gap. Had a jet sweep working to the weak side and shot through where the guard pulled from. Again, a really good fundamental play. Guy pulls, get up in the backfield, and then redirect, and they did a great job of doing that.
That was Horton, the ball carrier. Here's McClurg. Airs it out down the left side. The Key goes up with a great catch.
Wow.
Down to the 23-yard line. What a super catch. There was not one but two defenders back there, and he went right in the middle of them and pulled it in.
Yeah, you know, it was a beautiful play because you had on the coverage was number 50 Lewis, and then coming over the top was a safety 28 Jackson Riney. They knew where they were going with the football.
Yep.
Riney was on his way right now and was there when the ball got there. Just a wonderful play by Key. No wonder this young man has offers already at the Division I level.
Bybee down to about the 22. A minute 55 here in the third quarter, and it's still Trinity up 45-0.
You come back in, and then you run the little zone back down inside. I couldn't tell if it was the trap. I caught this big piece of wind that got in my way that time. But well, I'll tell you, it's a nice time to hit them with the play action right after a play like that and come back right down and hit them right in the seam.
Cowherd Horton out to the top, Key to the bottom. Bybee in the backfield. Bybee gets a handoff right side and cuts it back. Good run by Bybee.
Absolutely.
Down inside the 20-yard line as
made a couple of cuts there and got under a couple of the D line for Trinity. This is Trinity's. This is looks like their seconds in at this point. I'm not seeing any of the.
Yeah, we don't have the linebackers in there.
Douglas has made some substitutions himself as well. Obviously, McClurg, the QB, has not been subbed out.
There's Horton with the catch, and he won't get very much. Maybe a couple. 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's all Trinity, 45-0. Douglas will be all right. 5A football. Trinity, I think Trinity will battle Male and St. X in 6A football. I think they're the powers of 6A again.
Yeah. Like anybody over here, Scott County again after them going down?
Scott dropped down to 5A.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, because they got
the split school.
Yeah,
that's right. Great crossing.
Yes,
that's
sir.
Right. All right. Forgot about that.
So here's Ligeb in for the field goal attempt, and it is going to be no good. Oh. That was a long about a 35-yard attempt, and it went off. It looked like it had the leg, but it went off to the left. So
got a good foot on it.
Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter. We'll come back with the final quarter with Trinity leading Frederick Douglass 45-0. Seth Jutz is in at quarterback. Campo in the backfield. Here's a handoff. Campo right side to the 33-yard line, knocked down. Let's get some beat on these new players. You got 60, 64, 61, 70 in there for Trinity along that line, Bill. 64. And Gavin, what is that?
Malik,
Monsieur
and
Woodruff in there.
And we got a host of Douglas players in there as well.
Fourth quarter action. It's second down on that pickup for Campo. Ocampo, a 5'8", 165-pounder, Mason Ocampo. I believe that's his name. I'm having these names are so small here.
Let me get the defense here for us here. Hold on.
Okay. You got a two deep there?
Yes, sir. If I can make it big enough for us.
It is a JV game, so when we do regular season, we get all the starters and the backups. But when it's regular season, I mean, when it's scrimmage games, you just don't get a whole lot of information, especially we didn't get a whole lot from Bob Beatty.
Shocking.
Wayne Krause gave us some information, the radio guy, and that was about it.
Okay. So we are looking at our
defense.
All right.
Who's 42?
Okay. Well, he's not on the 2D roster.
He's out there right now.
Yep.
And you got 26. It's a player down. You got 75, 30. Well, we just hope they make some plays so maybe we can call their name. Fourth quarter action. 11:34 to go here, 45-0. Trinity. Sure, you got that player still down. William, you need a break? Okay, we'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. in Lexington and now in Somerset.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free.
859-CALL-ASK.
In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
We've got a lot of new players, and one of those new players in there for Trinity, we were looking at that. He is a 6'9", 310-pound junior. Gavin Mallett for Trinity is in there.
That's a big rascal.
You can't miss that guy.
No. No. And when he walks in at home, Mom and Dad knows he's home.
And they know he's ready for dinner, too.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
And we still have a player down, and he's been down for a long. He's injured. He's down for a long time for Douglas on the near sideline with 11:34 to go in this, and it's 45-0.
They've got him.
Not sure who it is. The athletic trainers are. He has got his pads off now. He doesn't even have a jersey on. They've put the looks like a cat, something on his leg, immobilized it, his left leg.
That one of those air casts?
Yeah. So Trinity up, and it started the opening kickoff of the game. Roman White took it back at the goal line, ran it all the way out, went 100 yards for the touchdown, and it's been all Trinity ever since. They lead here in the fourth quarter, 45-0. If it was a regular game, the Mercy Rule would already be in effect, wouldn't it? Isn't that 36 points?
Yes, it is, and you know that just kind of set the tone. In the beginning, I made the comment that it's going to be a measuring stick, I think, for Douglas, and I think we both expected more than this from them, and I know they did as well. But as you say, that kickoff and that you go 100 yards right out of the gate, and does kind of dampen it. But that's where your offense has to come out, and you got to move the ball, and it's not, you don't have to get it all back. That's what happens sometimes. Especially in today's, I would think, and now I can't speak as experienced, but having kids that have grown up with all these video games and everything, you get on there and you go deep. You want to go right now, and that's not the way to win the game all the time. The way to win it is sit there and be disciplined and come back and do what you do and be able to sit and move the chains and just get the first downs and work on momentum. And when you're doing that, you're actually tiring the defense out a little bit while executing your game plan, and then you go in and stick it in or get you 3 points and come back, and it changes the complexion of the game because they don't have the ball on a 3 and out. They don't have that momentum, and it's right back in their hands offensively.
Shout out to Alan Feldhouse, the basketball coach over Madison Central. He's watching tonight, probably doing some Scouting.
Trying to see what's going on when it gets to him. That's funny.
Dave Gadouli's in the house. Dave used to be a longtime radio man with me up in northern Kentucky. I used to take trips with Dave, and there's nobody better than Dave Gadouli. Of course, his sons are good players at Highlands.
Oh, yeah.
And Cincinnati.
Well, and he was a big influence on one of my former teammates, John Shannon, who's up in Chicago now. And
yeah, Dave's.
He actually found the broadcast a little while ago and said he was tuned in.
Dave still works with athletes. What's that?
They going to finish this thing up?
We thought they might call it, but they're going to go ahead and finish this quarter. So, fourth quarter action. Seth Jutz is in, the quarterback. Got wideouts both sides for Trinity. Jutz out of that shotgun. Rolls to the left, sets and throws, and a big-time hit put on over there. Nice hit.
42.
And the hit was made there by 42. I think that's one of the young men we don't have a name for.
I'm still looking for him.
Yeah.
Cannot find his number, guys.
He's not on the roster.
I don't see him on it, and he needs to be on the roster somewhere, but I have not found his name or number on the roster.
Isaiah who?
Isaiah Kinney as well.
Kenny?
Isaiah Kinney.
Isaiah Kinney. So
great play by Isaiah Kinney.
third down. Jutz slides left and gives it the ball carried up to the 38-yard line, and that's going to be carrying the ball there for Trinity. That was Smith, 33. Michael Smith carrying the ball.
He's not on your 2 deep for Trinity, is he?
No, I've got him. He's on the roster.
Yeah, but he's not on your 2 deep though. they're going down, and you got to dig in there, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's not on my depth chart. That's right. I had a player on there. Didn't he make the trip? He had a Kyle Fager. He didn't even make the trip. He didn't even get on the bus, according to Wayne Krause.
You can't play the game if you're not on the bus.
That's right. Well, he's had concussions.
You can't
just clear.
It's like the old saying: you can't make the club in the tub.
Handoff goes.
Get after it.
Yep. Right side.
A little stretch play. Trinity playing a little bit there. Just
Schmidt
nice
again.
Catching the edge. I mean, just trying to run it down. And, this, I mean, what a nice. Just go out and see what your guys can do now. Trying to sit there and run some basic plays, a couple of pass plays, come back, run a couple, good solid run plays. That's the bread and butter of your offense, and then you're able to go back and get on the film tomorrow.
Yep.
And get up on there and you can say, look, this is what you did.
Yep.
This is why we work on this drill. You took you stepped with your left foot instead of leading with your right foot to get the edge, on your guy. And
Yep.
so it's a great teaching point that they're into right now.
Next Friday night we'll have Franklin County and East Jess, and then at 8:30 we'll have West Jess against Bourbon County. So that'd be two good ball games. I think those East and West ball clubs are going to be much improved this year over Jessamine County.
Well, Bourbon County's going to be decent too.
Yeah, Bourbon County's a little bit better this year. They struggled last year. A new coach. And Franklin County's always got a fine ball.
I've been waiting to see what East and West football, as far as just kind of like showing there, because they split years ago, and then when they, with the growth in Jessamine County, a lot of people, moved to Jessamine County, just a ton. I've been waiting for them to jump up.
Just in the last few years now, they started getting involved with the younger kids with the youth leagues, and they got 2 turf fields at East High School now.
Yeah. New fields, yeah. I heard they just got them finished up.
Get better.
Yeah.
That's where they always been lacking. They never had that.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And I believe with that, you were the one that was telling me that LCA is the only school left in this area that has a grass field.
Dunn in at quarterback, and he fires it over to the far side, and it's caught and up to the 40-yard line, to the 47. Nice move there.
15?
Yep.
Am I seeing that correctly?
Yes, sir. That was Horton. Ty Horton on the pass from Cameron Dunn, the sophomore quarterback. And for this last quarter, we have 7:50 to play, and it's Trinity 45-0. Next Friday night, high school football begins in full strength, the regular season. And that's done on the keeper, and he's going to be run out of bounds at the 38-yard line. And good hustle there by Dunn was ran out there by Barnes, Treviar Barnes. And also the Scholastic Ball Report High School Sports Show will begin its 17th season next Sunday, the 25th.
Good for you, man. That's great show you do, Gary.
I appreciate it, Bill. We got our first guests are Anderson County. There's a give up the gut down to the 45-yard line. Anderson County. I think he got the first down with that second effort.
Yeah, and that's the kind of push right there Douglas was looking for from their first team right there. You get the the little zone read inside. You give the ball and you just skip those linemen. But that time you could tell Douglas O-line there got up under their pads and they controlled that line of scrimmage.
We got 24 for Douglas. 24.
24 for Douglas.
That's who made that second effort there.
Yes, I just had it for you. I'm sorry. I took my finger off his name a minute ago because he just made it. It was Edmonds, Joseph Edmonds.
Edmonds, boy, good
He
carry.
made a nice block last time, which was very helpful in getting Dunn to be able to dip in and out.
Down to the 35. Runs it over the far side to 30. Dunn showing some running ability. Down to the 21-yard line. Good run by Cameron Dunn. He faked that ball, and boy, a lot of people from Trinity went for that fake. And
when you have a running back in Edmonds, he had the play before that had a nice play, nice gainer. I mean, give credit to the O-line there being able to get under it. But when you have that happen, then that helps everything, and then that's what opens that up there for Dunn, and Dunn has wheels himself.
Gives to Edmonds down the middle, and what a one-handed tackle there, turned in by Trinity's. One-handed, he just reached up. Nick Lynn, 6'2", 190, and reached up and just pulled him down.
Nice size for a young man, 6'2", 190. We forget sometimes. I mean, I have to go back, and I was 185 pounds in high school.
In high school at Elizabeth.
And I
Town.
remember that, I didn't mean anything now. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But when you get somewhere in the 200s, you're doing pretty good there. I mean, I've gotten used to seeing guys like 260 or 270 in high school, and that's not the norm.
Dunn keeping and rolling down to the 28, and Bridget DeVries watching tonight said, say hello to Bill. And
hey,
King of Stream, William Moorfield, the King of Stream.
All right. Always thought a lot of her. Always good to me.
She's a great lady.
Good to the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, and good for Title IX.
Yes.
First lady of the Kansas City. She was the first lady of the Kansas City, right?
Yeah, first female commissioner of the Kentucky High School. Of course, my good friend Lewis Stout was here's a fake and going to take it to the house.
Yeah,
touchdown by Ty Horton. Horton, here's a who.
I tell you, he got
a touchdown.
He got the ball, made a nice little stick move, and just froze the Trinity defender there, and the rest of it was just pure athleticism and speed.
So 45-6.
Douglas get him a little something there.
It took the JV team to score the only touchdown so far. So we appreciate all you folks watching tonight. We know we had a lot of folks watching in Louisville, the Trinity fans. And
they may have shut us off by now.
Yeah, they may have turned it off at about.
No, I'm just teasing. They're watching their young man here still, I'm sure.
So they'll go for two. Dunn rolling to the right. Dunn. He's going to try to get to that pylon, and he does. So Dunn ran it in for two, and it's 45-8. They put 2 points up for Trinity, but you don't get two for that. Douglas will get two, and it's 45-8. So we'll be back here on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you. Jets throwing deep and laying out for it, but incomplete. Trying to go down to the 35-yard line. Players shaking up a little bit there. And the
83
pass, that is Hardy, Mason Hardy. I've got him on my depth chart. Mason Hardy. Seth Jets, quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good-sized young man.
Yeah, Hardy, 6'2", 176. Wideouts both sides.
Empty backfield.
Second down, high snap. Jets looking, getting pressure. Jets rolling to the right. Set Jets, and he sets up and throws wide open and he drops the ball. He turned around, tried to run before he caught it.
Oh, Lordy. Couldn't wait. Oh, bless his heart.
Disney.
Oh, Lord.
Nathan Disney.
Nathan got through there. He's in the back. He was I'm pretty sure he was the fullback on the empty set. He blocks inside, and when the time, and he just was buying time, he ends up down there all by himself and waiting. And like you said, he looked upfield, was ready to go. There's nobody left.
You got to do one important thing, William, King of Stream. You got to catch the ball first.
That's right. You got to catch the ball. Hey, I want to give a special shout-out to Chris Heiler watching today. He's up in Cincinnati watching the Reds and the Cardinals, but he's watching on his phone, keeping an eye on this game.
Set Jets rolling to the right. Jets sets. He's going to run it up to the 35. It breaks a tackle to 37, 40, 45, still running. And finally he's going to be hemmed in and tackled over on the 45-yard line, but he got a first down.
Goes for gain of 14 and Trinity first down.
First down up to the. So they are continuing to run the clock there, Bill. It's still running.
Oh yeah, we're into JV time, and they've had enough.
I
think they've seen enough.
Yeah, and that one injured player down for the. We're sorry, but he took his jersey off. We don't know who the player was.
No, it was good to see it wasn't, the back brace and the ambulance coming out, but always bad when you have to get carted off with a air cast on.
Handoff inside, and that's going to be number 32, the ball carrier, and that is Ocampo, Mason Ocampo. That's about the fourth or fifth time he's carried the ball tonight, Ocampo. Just a minute, 35 to go.
You said the Reds are down 12-0.
Holy cow.
When the Reds lose, they lose big.
Yeah. Are they playing Cardinals? They got a homestand with the Cardinals now, if I remember that. They needed to win a couple.
Ocampo off the right side to the 45, and he bulls his way down to the 42-yard line.
Just good sound, fundamental blocking that time. Again, I mean, they ran this, what I've referred to as a stretch play. As a quarterback, you have to take a 45-degree angle out between the outside the tight end and your eye back, and you got to get on your horse and get rolling as hard as you can, because that tailback is taught to go to the widest spot, and all the old line's doing just trying to zone block it out there and get angles, and back's just looking for a hole. Really nice play that time by Trinity's old line and tailback.
Seth Judge fumbles and just drops back on it. That may do it. Do they have to run another play, Billy?
No, but they probably will. Here comes some subs. Last subs for one play. Look, here
Appreciate you joining us tonight on PrepSpin, the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week. William Moorfield, the king of stream. Bill Ransdale, Mike Meehan, Coach Meehan will be back with us next week for the Jessamine County Bowl with East and West Jessamine playing Bourbon County and Franklin County.
Let it go.
Got trip sets out to the left.
6, 5.
Jutes. Judge
trying to get the wheel. There he is.
Throwing it down left side.
Nice
and
recovery.
It is knocked away there, and that's going to do it. It's all over.
Yeah.
And Trinity comes into Frederick Douglass, and they win it 45-8.
Nice play. They tried to get the wheel route for a touchdown at the end, and looked like Alexander, if I saw 27 correct, made a breakup. Great job coming back and making a play. And nice scrimmage. Nice way to start off. Good measuring stick for the Broncos. Great effort, I thought, by Trinity, and I think they got a lot of, like you said, I think they've got a really nice season ahead of them.
Yeah, they do. They play a good schedule.
Good,
but
solid fundamentals. I mean, and coach has to be pleased when they look at it.
And this was a scrimmage game that we were told that you don't want to show a lot because they got Carmel, Indiana in here scouting them, but they showed me quite a bit.
Well, they did, but they ran a lot of the same plays. They just executed them really well.
That's right.
You know,
and their defense was just solid.
Defense was.
They just shut
really
Douglas down. Douglas finally got the late score. Cameron Dunn came in. I thought did quite a good job.
Yeah, it's a different look. I mean, you're not going against the one, so you're not going to really get to see what a young man can do. But what he did do, he was able to show what he has with his legs, and he threw the ball a couple of times. I mean, didn't really have a chance really to air it out or drive a ball to move the chains or something like that. Like, personally, I like to see, if you're sitting there at 3rd and 12, can you drive that ball and give me 14 yards instead of breaking out of the pocket? And those are the kind of things I think that as you move and progress in a season and you play better competition, you got to be able to do as an offense. But that goes back to your first team offense as well.
Well, Trinity will step up in competition next week. They play Carmel, Indiana, one of the Indiana powerhouses. And this Frederick Douglass team will come in here at home and play Bryan Station. The regular season begins. PrepSpin, the Mingua Beef Jerky game of the week, will be over at East Jessamine. It'll be Franklin County and Bourbon County over there to play East and West Jessamine next Friday night beginning at 6 o'clock here on PrepSpin.com.
Ought to be a great season. Enjoyed it, fellas. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Bill, for Bill Ransdell and William Warfield, the King of String, this is Gary Ball. Final score: Louisville Trinity comes into Douglas 45-8 over Douglas in a scrimmage game. It starts for real next Friday night at East Jessamine. Join us for that on the Mingua Beef Jerky. High school football game of the week.